My family calls me ungrateful, but if I told you the secret I've been carrying since childhood, you'd understand why I can't forgive them. I've buried it for years, until it started eating me alive. Welcome to Reddit Toxic Family Telltales channel. New episode every day. I was out for my usual evening run when I noticed something strange, a black SUV crawling behind me, keeping pace no matter how I changed direction. My stomach tightened. I pulled out my phone to text my sister, fingers fumbling with the keys, when suddenly, bam, someone leapt out of the SUV and grabbed me. I screamed and thrashed, clawing at their eyes, trying to break free, but they were too strong. Before I knew it, I was shoved into the back of the vehicle. 3 masked men tied my wrists tight behind me, gagged me so I couldn't scream, and shoved a bag over my head. I kicked wildly, desperate, until they bound my ankles too. Calm down, they barked, holding me down against the van floor. But I couldn't calm down. My chest was heaving, tears running down my face as muffled sobs filled the air inside that van. I don't know how long we drove, but every second felt like a lifetime. At one point, my fear was so overwhelming that I lost control and wet myself. Humiliating, yes, but in that moment, survival was the only thing on my mind. When the van finally stopped, my body stiffened. I was dragged out, legs barely working, and shoved into some house. They untied me, yanked the gag from my mouth, and told me to stand. I was still sobbing, begging them not to kill me, when one of them shouted, "Stand up, be *****H. Hands shaking, I obeyed. They slipped the bag off my head, and that's when I froze. I wasn't looking at strangers anymore. I was staring at my boyfriend, Alex, kneeling in front of me, a little velvet box in his hands. Behind him? Balloons, sparkling lights, and huge gold letters that spelled out, "Will you marry me?" For a second, my brain couldn't process it. My heart was still racing from terror, my body still trembling. The men in masks started laughing, proud of their prank. And there was Alex, smiling. Beaming. Like this was the most clever, romantic thing in the world. "Alex, what is this?" My voice cracked, raw with fear. "Surprise." He grinned, still on one knee. "I wanted to make it unforgettable." "Unforgettable?" I screamed. "You had me abducted. I thought I was going to die." My words barely registered with him. He just stayed there, holding the ring out proudly. "It was supposed to be romantic," he muttered. "Romantic?" My body was still aching from where I'd been tied down. My wrists were raw. My mind was replaying the suffocating terror of that van. And here he was, calling it love. One of the masked men smirked. "Just say yes and this will all be over." I recoiled, fury mixing with fresh waves of fear. "Get away from me," I shouted, my voice shaking but louder now. Alex's smile faltered, frustration creeping into his face. "Please, just say yes. I went through all this trouble for you." "Trouble?" I laughed bitterly, tears streaming again. "Do you even hear yourself? You traumatized me. This is not love, Alex. Love doesn't look like this." The room went quiet. The masked men stopped laughing, glancing uneasily at each other. Even they seemed to realize how wrong this had gone. One of them finally muttered, "Let her go, man. You messed this up." Alex snapped around, eyes blazing. "What? No. This was the plan." "Plans change," another masked man shot back. "You scared her half to death. That's not how it's supposed to go." Their voices clashed, the air thick with tension. And then, without warning, one of the men grabbed my arm. My chest seized in panic again. "Let's just get her out of here," he said firmly. "We don't need to stick around for this disaster." Alex's voice cracked, desperate. No. This was supposed to be my moment. But it wasn't his moment anymore. It was mine. I found my voice stronger this time. "I want to leave. Now." The man holding my arm gave me a small nod. "We'll get you out. Don't worry." As they led me to the door, I looked back one last time. Alex was standing there, shoulders slumped, face pale with defeat. That stupid ring still sat in his hand, useless now. The cool night air hit my face as the door opened, washing over me like freedom itself. I gulped it in, tears burning my cheeks as the stars blurred above me. "Where are you taking me?" I asked, my voice trembling. "To safety," one of the men replied quietly. "We never meant for it to go this far." But deep down I knew, things had already gone too far. As we walked farther from that house, the chill in the night air finally started to cut through the panic that had consumed me. My body was still trembling, but inside something shifted. The fear was ebbing away, leaving behind a sharp, painful clarity. I had just lived through something that could have broken me, but I was still here. I was still standing. When we reached a nearby park, the masked men stopped. They weren't laughing anymore. Their eyes carried something I hadn't seen before, remorse. "We didn't mean for it to go this far," one of them said, his voice low. "We thought it would be fun. We never wanted to hurt you." I stepped back, heart hammering, the adrenaline still racing through my veins. "Fun?" My voice cracked, rising with anger. "You terrified me. Do you understand that? I thought I was going to die." The man's face tightened. "I know. We messed up. I'm sorry. I hope one day you can forgive us." I shook my head, my throat tight. "Not now. Maybe not ever." "I understand," he said quietly. "But please know we didn't want to hurt you. We thought we were helping your boyfriend make it memorable." "Memorable?" The word stabbed through me like glass. I turned away, staring at the ground as my voice broke. "You ruined everything." Silence followed. They didn't argue. They just stood there, the weight of what they'd done pressing down on them. I hugged myself, trying to keep my body from shaking. "I just want to go home," I whispered. One of them nodded and pulled out his phone. "We'll call you a ride." When the car finally pulled up, I climbed inside, gripping the seat like it was my last anchor. Through the window, I caught one last glimpse of the men. Regret was etched into their faces, but I couldn't find forgiveness in me. Not now. Maybe not ever. The city lights blurred past as I pressed my forehead against the glass. My chest felt heavy. Alex had betrayed me in the worst way imaginable. How could I ever face him again if I even wanted to? By the time I got home, I collapsed onto my bed. My phone buzzed nonstop, Alex's name lighting up my screen, but I couldn't bring myself to answer. Every vibration was another reminder of how the man I thought I loved had turned into my greatest nightmare. The next morning, I woke up hollow but determined. I needed to reclaim my life. I slipped outside for a walk, letting the cool air sting my skin awake. Step by step, I thought about what I wanted. I wanted a partner who respected me, who supported me without cruelty, who loved me without fear. When I got back, I knew what I had to do. I messaged Alex, "We need to talk." Later that day, he showed up at my door. His face lit up when he saw me. "I'm so glad to see you," he said, stepping closer. I held up my hand. "No, Alex. We need to talk." His smile faltered. "What's wrong? You didn't like the proposal?" My blood boiled. "Proposal? That wasn't a proposal. That was a nightmare. You scared me half to death." "I didn't mean to hurt you," he pleaded, desperation in his voice. "I just wanted to surprise you." "By kidnapping me? By making me beg for my life?" My voice shook with fury. "How could you ever think that was okay? That's not love, Alex. That's cruelty." For the first time, I saw the truth settle in his eyes. "I thought you'd see the humor in it later," he whispered. "There's nothing funny about what you did." My voice was steady now. "I can't marry someone who thinks terror is romance. I can't even stay with someone who'd do that to me." He tried to protest, but I cut him off. "No, Alex. It's over. I need to put myself first." And with that, I turned away. For the first time since it all began, I felt a strange relief wash over me. The days that followed weren't easy. He didn't stop. My phone buzzed constantly, calls, texts, apologies. Sometimes I'd catch him sitting outside my favorite cafe, or standing across the street from my apartment like some shadow that refused to leave. One afternoon, I was at the park with my best friend Lisa, soaking up the sunshine, when I spotted him again. My stomach dropped. "What's wrong?" Lisa asked. "It's Alex," I muttered, glancing away. She rolled her eyes. "Ugh. Why won't he get the hint? You deserve way better." Before I could respond, Alex started crossing the street toward us, his face set with determination. "Hey, can we talk?" he called, his voice carrying. My pulse spiked. "No, Alex," I said firmly. "I'm not interested." "Please, just 5 minutes," he begged. "I'll explain." "Explain what?" I snapped. "How you thought abducting me was romantic?" "I was an idiot," he shouted, his voice breaking. "I thought it would be funny. I never meant to hurt you." "That's the problem," I shot back, fighting to stay strong. "You thought, and your thought left me traumatized." Lisa folded her arms across her chest like a shield. "You've apologized, Alex. Enough's enough. Move on." But Alex shook his head, eyes burning with desperation. "Please. Just listen to me. I've changed. I'll prove it to you. Just give me a chance." "Why should I?" I demanded. "Because I love you," he yelled, the words hanging heavy in the air. My chest ached, but I didn't let him see me falter. I turned, walking away with Lisa by my side, leaving Alex behind, alone, broken, and clinging to a love that no longer existed. As the weeks dragged on, Alex only grew more relentless. Everywhere I went, there he was, lurking in the background like a shadow I couldn't shake. Coffee shops, the grocery store, even my gym. If he wasn't showing up himself, his friends were reaching out. "He's really sorry," they'd text me. "You should give him another chance." I felt cornered. Pressured. Trapped between guilt and anger. I didn't want to hurt him, but I refused to crawl back into a relationship built on fear. One evening, Lisa and I walked into a friend's party, music thumping through the walls. The moment I stepped inside, my stomach dropped. Alex was there, laughing with his buddies as if nothing had ever happened. "Are you okay?" Lisa asked, catching my expression. "No, I'm not," I admitted, my throat tight. "I can't keep running into him like this." And as if on cue, he spotted me. His face lit up like Christmas morning. "Hey," he said, walking toward me, voice soft, almost pleading. "Can I talk to you?" "Not now, Alex." "Not here," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Please. Just 5 minutes." I glanced at Lisa. She gave me a little nod. Against my better judgment, I agreed. He led me outside into the cool night air. Away from the music, it was just the two of us. His eyes searched mine. "I've been thinking a lot," he began, voice low and earnest. "I know I messed up. I want to show you I'm serious about changing." "Changing how?" I asked, skepticism dripping from every word. "I've been planning some big things. Crazy things. To prove I'm committed." His eyes gleamed like a kid about to reveal a surprise. A chill ran down my spine. "Crazy? What do you mean?" "I've got a whole plan," he said, excitement bubbling in his tone. I shook my head, dread pooling in my stomach. "Alex, I don't want any part of your plans. I just want to be left alone." But he didn't listen. Over the next few days, his plans unfolded like some twisted spectacle. First, a flash mob outside my apartment, dozens of strangers dancing and singing to some love song he'd picked out. My neighbors clapped and cheered, but I stood at the window, humiliated, my face burning. Then came the flowers. A massive bouquet delivered to my workplace, each bloom carrying a note about why he loved me. My coworkers whispered, some giggling, while I felt my stomach twist tighter. The weekend after that? A gigantic picnic in the park. Blankets, candles, food spread out like a wedding feast. Crowds gathered as he put on yet another performance. I felt anger rise with pity, the two colliding until I could barely breathe. He thought this was romance. To me, it was suffocating. My friends were split. Some swooned at his efforts. Others told me to stay strong. Lisa never wavered. You don't owe him anything, she reminded me over and over. Love isn't about being pressured into saying yes. But the pressure kept building. His friends texted nonstop. He's really changed, they claimed. Maybe just talk to him one more time. I started to doubt myself. Was I being cruel? Too harsh? Finally, I went to my mom. I poured everything out, every message, every stunt, every ounce of pressure I was carrying. She listened quietly, then placed her hand over mine. Honey, you have to trust your instincts, she said softly. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't let anyone push you into a decision you're not ready for. Her words pierced through the fog in my head. She was right. I had to trust myself. I took a deep breath and made a silent promise. I would not back down. Summer rolled in and Alex's antics escalated from embarrassing to downright unbearable. One afternoon, he showed up at my workplace dressed as a clown. Face paint, floppy shoes, the whole thing. My office roared with laughter. But me? I wanted to disappear into the floor. Is this really necessary? I asked, my voice barely hiding my fury. I just wanted to make you smile, he replied, beaming through the painted grin. Please give me one chance to show you I can be the guy you want. My heart ached, but I couldn't erase the terror he'd once put me through. No balloon animal or pratfall could cover that. And then came the final straw. One night he climbed onto the roof of a downtown building. A massive banner unfurled behind him. I'm sorry. Will you marry me? People below stopped in their tracks, gawking. Some even cheered. Cameras flashed. Social media lit up like wildfire. My phone buzzed nonstop with messages from friends, co-workers, even relatives who had seen it on the local news. I rushed to the scene, my chest tight with panic. And there he was, perched on the edge of the roof, arms spread wide, grinning like he'd conquered the world. Look. He shouted down to me. I did it. I'm serious about you. Alex, get down from there. I yelled, my voice raw. Just say yes. He screamed back. That's all I need to hear. My hands shook. Do you even hear yourself? You're acting like a child. This isn't how love works. His smile wavered. What do you mean? I'm not going to say yes because you put on a show, I cried, my throat tight with tears. You think this is love? This is a nightmare. You've scared me, humiliated me, and pushed me further away. The crowd murmured. People exchanged looks, the spectacle souring before their eyes. Alex glanced down, the realization finally sinking in. His face crumpled. I just want you back, he said softly, almost to himself. I can't trust you, I said, my voice breaking. Not after everything. His eyes filled with pain. I didn't mean to hurt you. I thought I could make you see how much I love you. You're not showing love, Alex, I whispered. You're trying to control me. For the first time, I saw the truth land in his eyes. His shoulders slumped. I don't know how to fix this, he said, voice hollow. Maybe you start by listening to what I need, I replied. And what I need is space. Slowly, Alex climbed down from the roof. The crowd scattered, the thrill gone, replaced by awkward silence. He stood in front of me, shoulders sagging, his voice barely above a whisper. I'm sorry for everything. I thought if I made it big enough, you'd know how much I care. I never wanted to hurt you. I know you didn't, I said, my voice steady now. But love isn't about grand gestures. It's about respect. About trust. And right now, I need neither from you. I need time for myself. His face fell, regret shadowing his features. What can I do to earn that back? I took a breath, feeling the finality settle in my bones. This isn't about you, Alex. I need to heal. And right now what I want most is to be alone. He nodded, defeated. I understand. I'll give you space. And as he walked away, I felt the weight of weeks, months, lift from my chest. For the first time, I truly believed I could breathe again. The months that followed were unlike anything I'd ever experienced. They were mine. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't wrapped up in someone else's chaos. I was focused on rediscovering myself. I started running again, not because I was trying to escape, but because I wanted to feel free. I tried new hobbies, filling the empty spaces with things that made me happy. I bought a journal and poured everything onto its pages, every fear, every flashback, every small victory. Each entry felt like another brick in the foundation I was building for myself. Therapy became my anchor. In that quiet, safe room, I unpacked the trauma Alex had left behind. It wasn't easy, but I learned something life-changing. Self-love and self-worth aren't luxuries. They're survival tools. One day, by sheer chance, I stumbled across a flyer for a local art class. On a whim, I signed up. And it was there, in front of a blank canvas, that I found a new kind of healing. Each brushstroke was like breathing out a little bit of pain I had been holding onto. I painted fear. I painted hope. I painted the woman I was becoming. Months later, at a small community art show, I was admiring the work of others when someone stepped beside me. His name was Noah. His smile was so warm it felt like sunlight. We started talking about the pieces on the wall, and the conversation flowed effortlessly. He was thoughtful, gentle, and unlike anyone I had been with before, he actually listened. He opened up about his own struggles, and I found comfort in that shared honesty. Before I knew it, we were spending more and more time together. Gallery walks. Coffee dates. Long talks about what love should feel like. For the first time in ages, I felt safe. Not just safe, but truly seen. Then, one evening while we were out, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Alex. Asterisk, can we talk? I need to see you, asterisk. The wave of anxiety hit instantly. My stomach knotted. Noah noticed. What's wrong? He asked gently. It's Alex, I admitted, staring at the glowing screen. He wants to talk. Noah tilted his head, calm as ever. Do you want to? I don't know, I whispered. Part of me wanted to shut it all down. But another part knew I wouldn't feel fully free until I faced him one last time. Only do it if you're ready, Noah said, his voice steady and reassuring. You don't owe him anything. Take your time. I decided I needed closure. We met at a quiet cafe, the clinking of cups and low hum of chatter surrounding us. Alex sat across from me, looking worn down. His eyes held something different, something almost human again. I've been working on myself, he said, voice trembling. I realized I need to fix my own issues before I can be with anyone. I've started therapy. He swallowed hard. I know I don't deserve another chance, but I wanted to tell you I'm truly sorry. For the first time, I saw sincerity in his face. And strangely, I felt compassion. Not love. Not longing. Just compassion. Thank you, I said softly. That means something to me. I understand if you never want to see me again, he went on, eyes glassy. But I hope you find happiness, even if it's not with me. I took a deep breath, relief washing over me like cool rain. I want that for you too, Alex. But we need to move on. A bittersweet smile tugged at his lips. Yeah, he murmured. I guess we do. When I walked out of that cafe, I felt lighter. I realized that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or reopening old wounds. It means releasing myself from the hold they once had over me. And with that, I stepped into my new life. Noah and I grew closer, slowly building something steady and real. With him, I felt cherished, respected, and safe. I didn't have to pretend. I didn't have to shrink myself. This was different. This was love. By the time summer melted into fall, I could look back and see just how far I'd come. I wasn't defined by fear anymore. I wasn't broken. I was a survivor. A fighter. And for the first time in a long time, I was excited for the future. Thanks for watching. Today's train wreck is over, but tomorrow's ride is already on track. Subscribe so you don't miss it.